You will be reliving the morning TV you grew up with. Also watch Talkin Live Classics TV anytime on our Roku channel. Welcome to Talkin Live Classics TV. Reserve this spot on our Classics channel today to advertise your business or showcase an upcoming event. We not only provide broadcasting for EPB customers, but we also stream 24/7 on Roku, Amazon Fire TV, and online at timelessclassicstv.com. Call our advertising department at 423-290-9194. That's 423-290-9194 to find out more about placing your spot here. Mention code Classics 2023 for your discounted rate today.
And I meant to say hello world too. So we are having some people from Europe and stuff, other countries contacting us. We got quite an audience over there. But today is about freedom. You know, I love my freedom, and I'm hoping that you do too as an American citizen. And what we are doing right now is losing our freedom. And I'm doing this on TV. We have a full TV station down here, and we are interviewing different people, and we have a lot of things lined up for everyone. And we are in the plans of going to more cable systems, and we just got to finish negotiation. At 7 o'clock Eastern Time tonight, be sure to tune in. Our show will be running tonight. We have a special guest coming over, and his name is North. His name's Steve North. He's a comedian coach. He teaches people how to do comedian. He worked with a lot of the big time comedians, and he worked with No Respect too. So, you know, I'm talking about Caddyshack. He worked with a lot of those people in that movie. So he'll be our guest tonight at 7 o'clock. We'll be doing a virtual program. And I hope you'll be sure and join us, and especially if you're in Chattanooga. Of course, we only have a certain amount of time in Chattanooga we run because of some issues with some of the churches that already bought the time up. So all the time's done sold out, so we can't go no further than what it is. But we hope in the future to have our own channel. But today, I'm going to talk about what we had. We had this poster, a Billboard put up, and I want to talk about that because it pertains to our freedom. So, Jeff, you could put this up and let everybody see it. We won't talk about that. Well, freedom is something that's really precious, you know. You talk to people in other countries like Russia and you know, China and all these different, this is the poster we put up in Fort Oglethorpe, Georgia, and we have a couple in Nashville, Tennessee. But people got to realize this is not a racist thing. This is not a political thing. It's how we see the person that's called our president and his administration. For instance, he's letting us be overrun with border. The drugs are coming in here like a river flow. And all the things are coming in. And see, he don't want nobody to say nothing about this because he's doing it and he knows he's wrong. And so people that know they're wrong and doing things like this to hurt their country, that's no freedom. We'll lose our freedom. We have no way to say, stop this, put a stop to this. And that's what I call him, an antichrist. An antichrist is somebody that hates God and hates the works of God. People got this antichrist thing a little confused. An antichrist is somebody that has a rebellious spirit against God. Now, they can say they belong to God, but that don't make them belong to God. Their actions prove what they are. Just like the freedom. I mean, we can't stop him from doing this. And if we done lost the power to stop our own president from destroying our country, then we don't have no freedom. If we can't stand up and put up things like this without it offending somebody, and it does offend somebody because it's the truth. The truth is what offends everybody nowadays. It didn't used to be so bad when people would complain and do things like that because people believed in the truth. They believed in freedom. They believed in being able to have their own life in their own country, being able to go to the store and not having to pay every dime they work for out just to get a meal. And that's not freedom, to be able to have to spend all you make to buy your food, to pay your rent. And that's not freedom. That's not being free. And to pay so much taxes you can't even exist hardly. And pay for fuel that we got billions of barrels of it in our own country, and to take our money and buy it from someone else. If it was polluting the air, well, other countries' pollution would just become our pollution, right? If we're gonna take and spend the taxpayers' money, and see, we have no freedom about that. We can't say nothing about Biden, what he sends overseas. That's not freedom. People can't, and if you get up and you say something about being free and having the opportunity to do things like anybody, like we used to do, free speech today is an offense. Free speech to say something about somebody doing something wrong is an offense. It's either racist or it's judging or whatever. When I put this billboard up, I put it up, and that's called a freedom of speech. If you put a sign up and you say what you believe, there shouldn't be no law to say you take it down, because this is supposed to be a country of freedom of speech. Someone said it was political. No, it's not political. It's my opinion, my freedom to say, I don't like Joe Biden. I don't like Joe Biden's policy. I don't like Joe Biden's people that in his administration, because they're trying to destroy our freedom. That's my right. And if this gets to Washington or wherever it goes, you remember who it went from and who it got to, and when they start complaining about it, then that's called trying to take our freedom away. A lot of you people out there, you won't say nothing. You don't want to say nothing. You just sit back like a no dumb sheep and let them just run all over you. Well, I don't want to start no trouble. Well, you don't start trouble by telling the truth. Well, you do in this administration. Or you start trouble if you got an opinion today. I mean, you can't have an opinion. I mean, we're censored because of our, our freedoms. They're trying to take it away. That's why they censor us. And I was hearing the news the other day about parents. I think it was California. They have no freedom to raise their own kids. The government wants to come in and tell them how to raise their kids in California and probably other states. And your abortion, that's supposed to be a woman's right, her freedom. But it's murder. Even though that might be considered freedom, but so if that's their freedom and their right, then that's their right for somebody to come in and blow your brains out. And I mean, same thing, taking a life. The only difference in taking a life with the grown-ups, is most people that their life gets taken are not innocent. Not most people, but a lot of people is innocent that gets their life taken or sent to prison or something. And it because of their freedom. I mean, they don't want them running around and talking. That's what's going on with, Washington today. They want to shut your mouth. They don't want you to say a word about their government. That's the way it is in Venezuela. That's the way it is in Cuba. That's the way it is in China. That's the way it is in Russia and many other countries. They don't want you to say, I want to be free and I want to be able to speak my mind. They don't want you to. As Jesse Wadsworth says, they want you to be quiet. Keep your peace. Don't say what you feel and what you want to say. And a lot of people out there, you're scared to death to say what you... I mean, I can go on TV and I can say something about something, and it makes them mad. And it ain't nothing but the truth. It is my freedom. See, that's the point. Do you know what being in a communist country is? It's having no freedom. Oh, defund the police. Well, I'm going to tell you something. When our government becomes as corrupt, which is already there, as they are overseas, South America, and all these different countries. When they become that corrupt, and this man up in Canada, Prime Minister in Canada, he loves communism. And he wants to drag it into the people in Canada. He wants to take their rights of freedom away. I mean, I have a friend who lives in Canada. He told me about his wonderful president. And he was in the military, and he knows what he's talking about. Freedom is something that has to be taken, and people have to stand up to say, we're tired of you trying to take our freedom. We're tired of you trying to take our children and make them what you want them to be, because you are so sick for power and to rule that you cannot stop yourself. And so we need to stand up and stop this right now. And if you let books go into schools for these little young minds and that are perverted and all that, that's not freedom either. That is a mind messing up the minds of little children when they grow up. A lot of people that say, well, I mean, that ain't gonna last long. Well, I'm gonna tell you something that's gonna get worse. And I'm gonna tell you something that, you know, this winter, you're gonna wish you had never seen Biden. If it happens like I've seen it, and people will freeze to death, these people on the street, they ain't got no freedom either. They're sitting on the street. They don't have the freedom to even have a place to live. And Joe Biden is bringing all these people and giving them the freedom. Give them Social Security cards so they can go get a registration to vote. That's his plan. Take your freedom away. Take your job away. And the reason these people coming off over the border, people like Microsoft and all these different companies that own that farmland, like Bill Gates, he owns a lot of farmland, buying up farmland, and all the Chinese buying up all this. You're going to lose your freedom if you don't say something. If you don't go to the polls and make sure that the corrupt don't get back in. And I heard DeSantis say, oh, Donald Trump said he's going to build a wall. He said he's going to do this. He said he's going to do that. He's going to drain the swamp. But he didn't do nothing. Well, no, he couldn't get nothing done because he's too busy fighting the Democrats that was trying to stop him from doing anything that would benefit this country, because they want to destroy our freedom. Not every Democrat is that way. They just vote because they're Democrat. A lot of them, they don't want to see their child in a situation. They're putting children in the schools, and these demon-possessed teachers now. See, some of these teachers, well, they need a horn on them too, because these teachers go out here going to teach our children all these lies and stuff like that. A famous man in New York, I did a show with him, and I told him, I said, when they took the Bibles out of the schools, then they destroyed the children's mind, and the children don't have no regrets of what they do, because they don't know the price they're going to have to pay for doing it. He agreed with me. And you know, if we don't agree with the truth and we don't agree with being free, we're in trouble. I mean, we have to agree together. I don't care what color you are. You got to get together. House divided against itself cannot stand. We got people over here who wants to be under communism. We got people over here who wants to be free. And these people over here that wants to be under communism, all they're wanting is a free ride of the welfare. They think that the government will take care of them, but they won't take care of you. Let me tell you something about old people. When the old people gets to be a burden, they take them and kill them. Communists do. And you older, elderly people out there to vote for this man in Washington, you think he's something special? You need to watch. Look at your gas tank, you look at your bank account, go and do all this. And it's all about taking our freedom away. It's all about all this and letting all these criminals go in and destroy private property and steal. It's about freedom. I ain't talking about freedom to go in and rob somebody, kill them, and then get away with it. I'm talking about the freedom to be able to operate your business and have your business thriving and making money and having a dream. That's about what freedom's about. And not the whole world, not to bring the whole world in or let them come across the border. These people that are coming across the border, most of them is not running from their government and they're going to be prosecuted. They want immunity. The biggest part of them, it just wants to come over here and be in here. And I can't say nothing bad about people that want to be free, but they're not all free. Where do they get their cell phones? Where do they get their nice clothes when they're coming across this border? And crawling under the fence, and then they make a big deal. If you climb over a wall, you can expect maybe to fall and hurt yourself and kill yourself. And they're not running for all this persecution that our government said they're doing. They're running to have freedom of our taxes. That's what they're running over here for. But they are some great workers. And the people like Bill Gates and all them, like I said, on this farmland and all that. White Americans, they ain't going to get out there and pick all that stuff. The American people are spoiled. I picked cotton before. That's crap. Picking cotton with the bulbs on them, cutting your hands up. I done it before. And see, I did it then because I wanted some money. I didn't want to go rob nobody. I just wanted some money, and so I had to go out there and work for it. That's the part of freedom. I mean, going and destroying private property and trying to hurt other people is not a freedom. If our government was so civilized, oh, they're so civilized, you know. They believe in freedom for other people. They don't believe in none for us. I believe in capital punishment. I believe that people that know it's against the law and they get caught doing some of these things, they don't need to even go to court. If they got witnesses against them, they need to be took out here and hung on a tree because they ain't worth nothing anyway. If they're going to go out and hurt other people, kill other people, and make other people's life hell, that's not freedom to be in that kind of a life. And to you people that think that communism is a great thing, when you want to go get something at the store, you're watched. When you want to go and do things on your own without asking permission, that's what communism is about. And buddy, you'll miss, you young kids that get out there and party every weekend, and then you vote for someone that's trying to bring communism in, you'll lose that. You won't have that. You'll be lucky to even have a food to eat. You know, the government, the people in the government, they take care of themselves. You're just a number. You're a number or a vote. They don't care what color you are. They want that power. and they sucker you in to vote for them, knowing, you take Joe Biden. He was asked over and over and over, what you gonna do if you be the president? He never would tell nobody. He never did get up and say, I'm gonna do this for the American people. Not that much, he did a little. But most people wasn't there to even listen to him anyway. And don't that make you wonder how a person gets elected and never even campaign? Don't that make you wonder how he got there? It does me. Should you? And now we got Russia. It's going to interfere with our freedom and our democracy. Russia is going to interfere. I don't believe that's true. I believe that's an excuse for people to do things crooked in our election. I think that's what they're feeding you and me and the media. Stuff that they want you to believe. And this guy in Ukraine, he told me, I want some more money. I want some more money. Give us some more money. And I said the other day, Hillary and Bill's going to rebuild Ukraine. God have mercy on the people over there, and God be with his people over in Ukraine. And let them call out to God and let them ask God to help them. And keep that money here in the United States and take care of your own people. These people on the street, the veterans that give up, like Vietnam, when those veterans come over here in this country, they went over there to fight for a useless cause. And they come back and people spit on them. That's because you didn't go over there. I didn't go over there either. But I want you to know one thing. I seen how they was treated and was dirty. Freedom. And that's what they were supposed to be fighting for. Are we fighting for freedom in Ukraine? We're not fighting for freedom in Ukraine. Just as soon as they stop that war, they'll start the crookedest thing they done from the beginning. And they'll use our tax dollar to do it. They want to make us communists in Ukraine free. Man, it just grinds my gears to hear politicians talk about how they want to take up for America. I mean, I'm talking about Republicans too. They have a little sign on them that says Republican, but down deep, they're just looking for more power, just like the Democrats. Of course, I am a Republican. I believe in freedom of speech. And they say they do too. But there's Joe. How long does it take to get, how long did it take them to get Donald Trump impeached? I don't want Joe Biden impeached. Because he's got an idiot beside him that's going to even be worse. I think in my own mind, I see these little strings from Obama and all the others moving Joe around and all his administration. That's what I see, trying to take our freedom away. Michelle Obama's going to run for president. She might run for president. I already heard that. She's a racist. She hates white people. She is a racist. Do you like to? We got that word racist. But she is racist. I've heard her statements a lot of times. She's a racist. Do you want a racist in the White House? We got one in there, but he don't even know what race he's from. In all them years that he's supposed to have been a servant for the people, he was serving himself. You know, and what makes me so mad, whether it's Donald Trump or anybody else, and I think I think that the president has a right to take, but see, Joe was not a president, had no right to take all that top secret and all that stuff home with him, especially around his dopehead son that was going to go out there and make deals in China. I wonder how many papers he took to China to get those jobs. I wonder how many papers he took over and give copies to these foreign countries to sell us out to get money. His son knowed about all them documents. He stayed with him all the time, and you know he couldn't get no bottle of formula if he got away from his pop. Selling our freedom, selling our secrets. How do you know that, Lamar? Well, I'm not an idiot. I know you get nothing for nothing, but once you give something, you've got to get something back. Or nobody gives anything free, especially Chinese. Communist Chinese don't give stuff free, but have to get something back. They're out here buying up the land everywhere. Bought land right next to our military base. Well, that's their freedom. Yeah. But it ain't Americans' freedom. It ain't the people that stand up against what's right for other people. You know, they stand up and say they're right. Oh, that's right. But it ain't. They stand up for the wrong and kick aside the right. And so Republicans, in closing, the Democrats are on the left. Their symbol is a jackass. And the Republican symbol is an elephant. I always thought an elephant could outdo a jackass. I mean, you put a jackass in a cage with an elephant, I guarantee that elephant can win. But see, it seems to be that they're all jackasses. Oh, that's a cuss word. No, that's a mule. That's what they are, jackasses looking to take your freedom away. God bless you.
Thanks for joining us today. To watch this show again, be sure to visit TalkinLive.com. We now have Roku and Amazon Fire TV channels for you to watch from your home TV. Or find more of our recent shows on most any of your favorite social media platforms. And don't forget to like and subscribe. Good night, world. We will be talking live with you next time.
Don't miss out on music at its finest as UCTV presents the 38th Annual 𝐂𝐡𝐚𝐥 𝐌𝐞𝐝𝐢𝐚 Stockings Full of Love concert. The concert will be on Saturday, November the 18th, and you can call the Colonnade at 706-935-9000 to get your tickets. Tickets are only $25, and we're also going to include a meet and greet at 6 p.m., and the concert time will be at 7 p.m. Those acts include the one and only Clint Black, Jonathan Bond, Barbara Fairchild, and Roy Morris, and the Greasons. So come on out to the UCTV 𝐂𝐡𝐚𝐥 𝐌𝐞𝐝𝐢𝐚 Stockings Full of Love concert on Saturday, November the 18th.
Welcome to Talkin' Live Classics TV. Reserve this spot on our Classics channel today to advertise your business or showcase an upcoming event. We not only provide broadcasting for EPB customers, but we also stream 24/7 on Roku, Amazon Fire TV, and online at timelessclassicstv.com. Call our advertising department at 423-290-9194. That's 423-290-9194 to find out more about placing your spot here. Mention code Classics 2023 for your discounted rate today.
The Walker County Stockings Full of Love Gospel Concert will be held on Thursday, November 9th at Parkway Baptist Church in Fort Oglethorpe. This free event features Ken Hicks and the Testimony Quartet, Bond Servant, and the Greasons. Donations will be accepted, and all proceeds go toward the Al Millard Memorial Stockings Full of Love program. Join us on Thursday, November 9th at 7 p.m. at Parkway Baptist Church and help us make sure no child in Walker County goes without a gift this Christmas.
Talkin' Live Classics TV. We have all the classic movies and TV from the golden age of Hollywood 24/7, including Saturdays for your kids. You will be reliving the morning TV you grew up with. Also watch Talkin' Live Classics TV anytime on our Roku channel.